Welcome back to Lessons in Property with me, Steve Hand. And this week we've got none other than Emma Burley, who is one of our case managers, but the case manager extraordinaire for bridging and development finance.
Oh, thank you.
It's all right, isn't it?
Yeah, not too bad.
Well, Emma is an expert. In fact, at some point soon, she's going to move into the advice chair. I know it.
Yes,
it's going to happen
soon.
But at the moment, you're dealing with the challenges of being a case manager, which there's quite a few, isn't there, when we get cases in? Because we start off with advisors searching the market for the right lender, the right products, and then they send the quote out to the client. The client looks through them, hopefully says, yes, that's fine, let's go with it. And then it comes back into us, then gets handed over to Emma. Emma then lists the documents that she needs and then starts processing it, dealing with the lender, dealing with the underwriters, etc. I'm not going to steal your thunder. I'll let you tell us a little bit more, but more about, like, I guess, the process. Once an advisor has quoted the client, quoted the developer, it comes back in, and then what happens next?
So as soon as it comes over to me, obviously I'll give the client a call, introduce myself, get over a list of documents that we need from them. We'll speak with the solicitors and introduce ourselves to them so they're aware that the case is going to be coming over from the lender. If the clients need any help with the documents, we'll speak with them, let them know how to fill them in, and then get the case over to the lender. So yeah, when it goes over to the lender, it normally takes, obviously dependent on how busy they are, about 2 to 3 days for them to review it, at which point we'll go back to the client and let them know if there's anything else that the underwriters have requested.
Great stuff. What do you ideally want to see in a case, or what don't you want to see? Like, all the cases that you've dealt with, what's like an ideal package case look like?
I mean, ideally we want it over as quickly as possible. I think with bridging as well, obviously the speed is really important. So if we can get everything over to the lender quickly, they take us seriously then in terms of the speed, and they'll work quickly with us when it's over to them. So definitely everything coming over quickly. Just all the documents that are requested. Sometimes we send a list of maybe 5 to 10 things that we need, and only a few of them are sent back. So if we can get everything over straight away, I can get it reviewed as soon as it's on my desk. And yeah, we can just get the application moving then.
Yeah, I guess it's like mortgages, isn't it? When it comes in piecemeal and we send it on to the lender that way, then the underwriters don't take us quite as seriously. It's like if they've got a load of work to do, loads of clients on their desk, they're going to pick the ones that are packaged up correctly first, aren't they? And deal with those. Yeah,
that's the thing. I'll never send over a case that isn't fully packaged because we don't want to upset them lenders, do we? So if we can get everything over, they've got everything within a few days of quoting, they're going to know that we're seriously about taking this as quickly as possible, and they're going to do the same for us. Yeah, that's definitely important.
So they review it, they spend like maybe up to 48 hours once they've got everything in, reviewing it, or some are a lot quicker than that, we know, aren't they?
Yeah.
And then they come back to us. Once they've reviewed it, is it valuation next, if a valuation's required?
Yeah, so it's normally, I mean, dependent on the lender. With some lenders, we'll get the quotes when we submit it. With other lenders, as soon as they've reviewed it, they'll get the valuation quotes over to us. So we can get them over to the client, then they can let us know which valuer they want to instruct. And obviously, if it's a case that needs to go through really quickly, we'll get the legals instructed at the same time. So we'll get the lender's solicitor quotes, get the client to pay them with their solicitor, and get everything moving that way as well. So
great. And not everyone's aware of this, but like with valuations, they don't have to do a physical valuation, do they? They don't have to go out. Like for speed sometimes, even if it's a commercial property, not just a house, residential house, lenders can do an AVM, can't they? An automated valuation?
Yeah, so there's a few different types of valuations. There's obviously the physical ones. Then sometimes when we've not got the time for a physical one, but they don't want to do an online valuation, they'll do a desktop one. So they're normally a bit cheaper than a physical valuation, but obviously more expensive than just the AVMs, the online ones. But yeah, that comes back within 1 to 2 days, can be really quick. The AVMs are instant. So yeah, they're my favourite types of valuations. We like them.
Yeah.
We like them. It's like an instant offer, isn't it, as soon as that comes back in. So yeah, we like that.
Once they've reviewed the case, done the valuation, whichever one that they're going for, and then it comes back in, am I right in thinking that as long as there's no issues with that initial review, a lender can issue a formal offer then?
Yeah, so as long as they've reviewed all the documents, everything's fine, we've answered all the underwriting points, and the valuations come back fine, then yeah, that's formal offer stage. So a lot of bridging lenders don't actually issue a formal offer to us. But you can class it at that stage, obviously, providing the legals all go to plan, that is an offer.
And sometimes, depending on the lender, legals can be really quick, can't they?
Yeah.
Like there's a couple of lenders out there that can get things wrapped up within days.
Yeah.
But other times, if there's more hoops to jump through, then it could be like a few weeks with the legal stage.
Yeah, so it is dependent on how quickly, obviously, the lender's solicitor works with the client's solicitor, and if the client's solicitor's on board to achieve the date that we've set out. But yeah, they can work really, really quickly. We've even got a lender that we work with that doesn't need any legals at at all. So that's if you've got a property that's got equity in it yourself and you can raise on that. It's in your personal name. We can do online valuations and no legals, so that can fund within 2 to 3 days.
Yeah, brilliant.
Sometimes even quicker, so yeah.
Yeah, and is there a common theme that you see amongst developers that makes cases take longer to go through? A mistake maybe that they're making or a shortcut they're trying to make?
I'd probably say sometimes with the works that are left to do, we need obviously that full schedule of works straight away so we can get the valuations instructed. Sometimes we do see a few cases that come over and we get a few documents and they say schedule of works isn't ready yet. So obviously that just puts a halt on everything then, because we can't get the valuation instructed because they can't give an end value without that schedule of works.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess that's one of the main ones. I think sometimes as well, making sure that you've got that team set out, we've got all the details of their professional team. The lenders love to see all that day one. Obviously it gives them more confidence, especially if they're a first time developer, second time. If they've got a well-known or well-established build team in the background, it's going to fill the lender with more confidence. So having that over straight away is always a bonus, definitely.
Because a lot of people think that, speak to the developers, that because they're relatively new in the game, that they can't take part in a particular project. And I say to them, not necessarily, because it depends who you've got in your power team.
Yeah,
definitely. You know, if you've got a main contractor that's done a dozen projects of similar ilk and worked with an architect that's done drawings like this on a regular basis, then no reason why not, because a lender then will put trust in your team, not just you, because the developer really is the conductor of the orchestra, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, we've got loads of lenders that we work with that are fine with first-time developers. If we can prove to them that they've got the full schedule of works, they've got the build team in the background, and they know what they're doing going into it, then they're fine with it. It's not a problem. We've got quite a few that are fine with that.
Brilliant.
Yeah, definitely.
Great stuff. Thank you, Emma. So that's it this week with me and Emma Burley. Until next time.